So anyway, I think my most recent video before this one was entitled "Will 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol kill ants?" Well, basically, I don't think it really does kill them. I think it kind of stuns them for a while where they stop, and it seems like they're killed. But then I don't know how long it takes, how many minutes, but they seem to recover. Well, the next question that came up was, will it kill a wasp? And I actually, unfortunately, too, had that opportunity. So I was mowing my lawn, and afterwards it was already dark, and because I had my light on, my porch light on, and it was late. And so I have to do a whole lot of stuff afterwards, like I clean the wet grass that's got stuck on the inside of the mower and all that stuff. So I'm getting ready to bring my mower in, and I realize that I have a wasp. Even though it's after dark, I have a wasp that is buzzing around that glass housing that surrounds the light bulb of my porch light. So, this is weird. Like, you would think these wasps would be, like out of the picture at the end of the day, that they'd go home to their nests or whatever, and that they aren't out at night, because this wasp did not have any nest anywhere in sight. So it was just attracted to the light, which surprised me because, I know moths are attracted to the light, but I'd never seen a wasp attracted to the light before. And it may not be that all types of wasps are. In fact, I would guess most are not, but this one was somehow. So I had to get my lawnmower in, and I didn't really want to mess around with this wasp because it's a complicated process, and I have to have the door open for a little bit while I get my electric lawnmower in. And I bring the battery in separately first. But so I thought, this is really bad, and it's not in a situation where it's on the ground and I can step on it or something. It's on something, and I don't want to mess with it because it might sting me, right? But I remembered that I had this isopropyl rubbing alcohol, 91% strength, and this little travel bottle that I'd used to spray it on the ants. And I thought, why don't I try it on the wasp and see if that, does anything. So I got it. I went inside carefully, not keeping the door open any more than I had to squeeze in. I had to get by the wasp, which was scary, but it didn't attack me or go after me. So I went and got this, and I filled up enough rubbing alcohol in my bottle, to do some spraying with it. And I got myself back out there. I closed the door. So there was the wasp, and I just started spraying, and I just pump, and pump, and I was getting it. And it started flying around like it was going wildly. And I was getting really scared because I thought it might attack me. And I was spraying it in the air, and it was flying a bit, and I was spraying it, and then suddenly it just went straight down. I don't know if it went straight down, but it took a dive down between my steps and my home. So it was out of sight, and I may have heard it buzz down there once, but I may or may not have heard that. But after a while, it was quiet. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't see it. There's nowhere I can step on it, but I can't get to it. I can't. There's just a thin little space where it went down in there. So I'm thinking to myself, right, what am I going to do? Well, just wait a little bit, see. And then I thought, okay, it's safe. So I got my lawnmower into my home safely and got everything else in, closed the door, and that was it for the wasp. So I don't know if it killed it, but it definitely phased it. And it took it, not right away. So it reacted, and it was buzzing around, and then it was, in the air, it was flying wildly around, but not too wildly. I was able, because I guess it was staying near the light, or I just kept spraying it. It went in the air while it was flying around a little bit, and it finally just went down. So it might have the effect of, like at least temporarily defeating it. And then the other thing is, so what if this had just been water? Well, I'm theorizing that maybe that rubbing alcohol, the isopropyl alcohol, these wasps, they do breathe air. Maybe it got into its lungs, the mist spray, and then also it may have stung its eyes. I don't know. And the other thought I had was, it just generally, I know, by the way, that you can spray soapy water on a wasp and it will suffocate it because it breaks the surface tension and it enters their exoskeletons, and then they drown inside their own exoskeletons. But unfortunately, if you do that, it'll leave like a soapy residue on whatever you're spraying it, so you can't spray it on walls. and I don't know what it would do with ants. But the only thing I was going to say, one time I was at a different home, and I was going to go get my mail, and there was a wasp on the mailbox. So I got the same thing, a sprayer bottle, but I had it with vinegar, like 5% acidity white vinegar. I think it was white vinegar, but it may have been the other kind of vinegar, apple cider vinegar. But I sprayed it with the vinegar, and it just went down to the ground. So I may have stepped on it on that one in that case, but vinegar may sting it too, like it blinds it or something. I don't really know. Or even worse, or it may just be anything wet. Like if you just spray it with water, it would do the same thing. I don't really know. But anyway, that answers the question. It's indeterminate whether it kills it or not. But in this case, it took it out of the area of the picture, and I was able to get my tasks done and accomplished, and that was that. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Have a great time.